Hey friends, this is Jennifer Anderson with Uptown Common. Today we're talking about standing firm against discounting your items. We very strongly believe that it's important to refrain from discounting your products. And the main reason is perceived value. Perceived value is created partly by how well your products meet a customer's need, and then partly by their perception of your brand as a whole. In this video, I'm going to lean into the perception of your brand part. Stop for a second and think about stores like Big Lots versus Saks Fifth Avenue, or flea markets versus antiques, or at the product level, think about Rolex versus the generic brand watch at Walmart. What comes to mind when you think about those things? I'm guessing it's something like bargain versus splurge. It's gonna last me a long time versus I'm gonna have to buy a new one in a year or month or weeks. And those perceptions are part of their brand, and it's usually strategically created by the company. Don't forget that your business has a brand too. The way you operate all the parts of your business equal the brand people will begin associating with it. And do you want them to think that you offer cheap things simply because you're throwing out discounts, having sales, or giving things away frequently? Pretty quickly, this is going to create an impression in the shopper's mind, and when they're looking for something quality, your name is not going to enter their mind, even if your items are quality. Most retail small businesses don't way overprice their items. You probably know that if you're a small business owner. So there's not a whole lot of margin from the beginning. So every time you discount your things, you're harming your bottom line and harming your shopper's understanding of what it actually costs to buy from you, which is gonna make it harder to keep your business going. The truth is that if people like your product, they want you to be able to stay in business and keep making it. And it will always be true that if you can't keep your business going, if you don't make any money. In the end, it's really that simple. So the question becomes, why do small businesses, especially handmade ones, feel the need to discount their items? I think it comes down to confidence in themselves and their product. Stop believing that you have to compete with the big box stores in order to be relevant. You will never be able to compete with them on price, but you can compete with them on a whole bunch of other things, like quality, like customization, personalization, and relationship. Focus on those things. Those are things that big box stores will not be able to do as well as you can with a good strategy. Sometimes shoppers will ask for discounts. Be prepared with a kind no, to answer with a kind no, and then follow it with a joke or something to help ease awkwardness if necessary. Many of those people will still purchase something anyway. They just figure it doesn't hurt to ask. Some will walk away, and maybe even in a huff. We've had that happen, and we've seen it happen. It does happen, so prepare yourself for that. The reality though is those people aren't your customers if they don't understand what it takes to make your product and what your products are worth. So don't feel bad. They were not your customer anyway. Customers might also, or shoppers, may also make comments about your prices being too high. And it happens to us quite frequently, actually, unfortunately, but people don't know. And a couple weeks ago, we were at a market and we had some trays of neon pothos, and they were $14 each. And the woman came up and was like, "That is too expensive for a plant. I've never seen one before, but it's too expensive for the plant." And I was like, I mean, that's what the price is, so I'm sorry that you feel that way. But I think you're going to be hard pressed to find any other place that's selling them for less money than this, that's going to be a good plant, quality plant that's brought to you. You don't have to go find it. I've been to, I know what it costs. $14 is not unreasonable for me to buy the plant and to operate my business and to be at this market and to take care of the plants and bring them with me and transport them and to have them here in front of you so you can have fun and shop and see some new things and buy them right now. But anyway, she didn't end up buying it. She walked away. You know, it does make you feel kind of bad, but the price is the price. I didn't just randomly come up with the price. It is what it costs. And she really won't be able to find it for cheaper. What is also common at markets is for customers to ask for a deal towards the end of the day by presenting it to you as a benefit to you, because you won't have to take as much home with you. Don't believe them. Don't believe them. I can't tell you how many times people have said that to us. We always respond with no and a small joke if necessary. Those products will sell in the future and we need them to fill our next booth. So if we give away everything, potentially break even or lose money on all the you know, a lot or all or whatever of our products just to please that person who's asking, then we're going to have to work double hard to replace it all for the next time, so that the next set of customers at the next market are going to have a good experience in our booth, and you know, all of that. So it's not better for us. They like to present it that way to you, and sometimes you may have even thought that yourself, like, I just don't want to take this stuff home, I'm just going to sell it for cheap. But you will sell it, and it's worth it for you to take it back and bring it with you next time for all the reasons I just mentioned. So in the end, am I saying never offer a discount? No. There needs to be a strategic purpose and a clear business purpose in order to do so. It might be helpful, for example, to offer 10% off to incentivize people to join your email newsletter, which will let you continue building relationship with them after the market's over. Or maybe you have some product that was slightly less than perfect, but still completely functional, and you offer those as seconds with a lower price. And I wouldn't suggest putting those items front and center in your booth or front and center on your website, or even front and center on your social media. But it may be helpful to build a relationship with somebody who has been waiting to try your product, doesn't care if it has a tiny scratch on it, while also allowing you to recoup at least a portion of the material and time that you put in, instead of just throwing it away and getting nothing for it. Sometimes you do need to throw it away if it's not going to be a good representation of what, or unsafe, or whatever the reasons are. So let us know in the comments what you think about offering discounts. I'm interested to hear, and we'll talk to you next time.